It's the next morning. It's been dead calm in here. I think we've moved about 40 feet from where we were last night when I put the anchor alarm on. So I guess we had moved about a boat length. So we have never stretched the chain in any way. It's just hanging straight down. Basically just swung around it. So it's yeah, it's amazing. There is a slight smell of manure in the air, but it's not too foul. This is the season for putting manures on the fields, so that's a part of the way of life. See, this island, seems to be holiday homes, but on this side it's more like farms and stuff. And right here, this looks a bit manky. See, there's a boat sunk at the dock. You can see the mast sticking up. It's a radar mounted on it. It's been lying there for a few years, it seems. So it's just lying on the bottom, tied to the dock, keel over. And there's a little ship sitting in a slip next by, and it's excavator. So yeah, I don't know. That seems a bit so and so, but otherwise this looks really nice. It's been a really good anchorage. I can recommend this place. So coordinates is in the description below. So there is absolutely not a breath of wind. So we have motored since we left the Anchorage. That's about 1 hour, 1.5 hours soon since we weighed anchor. The anchor came out really easy. Bottom condition was hard mud. The anchor sat well in it. Couple of starfish attached to the chain when I hoisted or weighed the anchor, so I had to take a screwdriver and flip them off, so they went back into the sea. So that went all well. Otherwise, no fouling and no problems with the anchor chain or wrapping on anything. Seems like a really good anchorage. Just dropped the wife off at Rosendal, and motored out of the marina again and set the sails. And yeah, of course the winds are light. When we came in, we had a bit of wind. There was actually a wind change or two. We came from this direction. Bavaria is over here, so we came across the fjord like this, and there was a wind change or two in the middle of the fjord. So I expect them to be there still, and that would indicate that I have to go. The passage that I'm heading on is beyond this fish farm, those buoys, and I'm gonna cross over the fjord here and go this way. That is going to put me into headwinds, so I have to do some tacking and so on. But yeah, I have the rest of the day to do some sailing, and I just need to take my time. There's nothing more that I need to do today. So just get to my anchorage and drop the anchor. I'm planning on staying at a place called Rosendal. I do not know if that is a good anchorage. I have seen a boat anchored there before in good conditions, and today I guess there is going to be good conditions, but we'll see when we get there. I guess there is sandy bottom, or it is pebble bottom. I don't know. The beach is pebble, I know that much, but I think it's going to be more like silt and sand further out. So let's see how the CQR style anchor bites into that. I do not know. I will find out tonight. So I have to get there before dark. So we have adjusted the sails a bit, and we're doing 3 knots, and we have almost no wind. But there is a bit. The wind down by the water is a different direction. The wind in the top of the mast is agreed now. But when I set the sails, I could not adjust them to the indicator on the top of the mast. So I just adjusted them to the waves on the water, and that seemed to work. And now the top of the mast has agreed with my decision. So we are just gliding along here. It's so beautiful today. It's absolutely perfect. So we just let out the Genoa and the mainsail fully, and we're just gliding along here at a smooth Hardanger fjord today. The water is perfect. So let's hope this breeze continues. If we could have this all the way in, that would be wonderful, because this is the right direction for where I'm going. Finally we got some wind. Really fluky, absolutely nothing, drifting, having big problems, but now it's a different story. I started up with full sails. I put 1 reef in the main now because it was too much. Rolled up about four turns on the Genoa. It seems to be okay now. But if you look over there, there's a lighter shade in the water beyond this spot, and that is going to be calmer water again. So this will have to do. Now it was blowing like stink just a few minutes ago. It's not easy around these mountains. This must be one of the more tricky sails I've ever done. I've lost count of how many attacks I've done in less than 1 nautical mile. Every time I set the sails, the wind changed completely, more than 120 degrees. So, and it's there one moment and then it's gone the next, and now it's going fluky again. And it seems like down at the water I have the majority of the wind, and the wind indicator on top of the mast is saying something completely different. And sometimes they agree and sometimes they don't. So and now I lost all wind. So it's just sailing well, and now there is no more wind, and I am trying to get height enough to get by this nib over here. Hi, and I can see there is a belt of wind over here. That's been really calm before, so we'll see what kind of winds fills in next. So I'll just keep the boat on this course because I believe it's going to be this way, but I have no clue anymore. This is really challenging. It's not frustrating. I could just put the motor on and go, but yeah, it's something about accomplishing something. I have this beautiful day out on the water, and I don't really care. I'm just here to play with the wind, but the wind is a tough opponent. And just imagine, half an hour ago I needed to put reefs in the main, and I needed to furl up the head sail a bit, and now there's no wind. And yeah, I was considering even putting in more, or the second reef as well, and rolling up some more of the head sail, but I was hoping I wouldn't have to, and then it started to even out a bit more, and yeah, so I was trying to get rid of that flapping bit in the mainsail, and the wind just completely changed its mind again. Yeah. Ay. It looks like we're gonna have to do another tack, maybe. Perhaps I can just ride it a different direction for a bit, see what the wind over here is doing. It's a little bit sad, because if I made a tack I would make make some ground. Now I'm losing ground, but I'm gaining height, so it's tricky. So I'll use this little burst of wind to get some movement in the boat, and I will see if I can just make a tack, or the winds might change again and I can use this wind on this tack. I don't know. I have no clue what's gonna happen. So we'll see. Still struggling. I'm eking my way up, tack by tack, meter by meter, and also fighting a bit of current. You can see here it's like a small whirlpool. The water comes around and makes this, yeah, swivel in the water, and that I'm struggling against the current as well. So yeah, let's just hope I can get enough height on this tack to get by this, but it's tricky. This has been a lot of work. I don't know, I've probably tacked 50 times at least, and the wind has gone and come and shifted, and yeah, it's been hopeless, and the current is vicious around here, so I haven't been able to make any ground. So yeah, I finally got to manage to get myself. I was struggling down there. That's where the swirling of the water was, down in this area, a bit further down, and I managed to get myself all the way over here, because I was always losing the wind, but suddenly I made it. And then I managed to tack a few times back and forth, and so I guess this is the last leg. Now when I get a bit more height in here, I'm gonna shoot for the opening down there. So it's now 10 minutes to 8 in the evening, in the afternoon. I left at 4 from that side of the fjord. It's just let's say it's 8 nautical miles, perhaps between 6 and 8, I guess, straight over. I've been sailing now for 4 hours nearly, or I guess 4 hours. I left before 4 o'clock, so finally we are clearing this nib. Just took 5 hours. In the last hour I've sailed 3.9 nautical miles back and forth, and they're all done in this little area right out here. Back and forth, up and down, trying to make some ground. Just wouldn't happen. It's too much current, too little wind, and too inconsistent wind. But now the wind is consistent, and there's no problem. It's just to blast right past it. But the tide is at the lowest now, so it's gonna start rising in a little bit. So we are at the low tide zone. So now it's all going great. This has been the hardest sail I've ever done. I've never had to reef before, needed to reef. I've done it just to do it. So that was a new experience. No problem, no drama. This is single life reefing on this this boat, and furling head sail, so it's rather easy. So it's just putting a plan together and executed. So that's gone great. Still hungry, haven't eaten yet, so when I get through this little cut here, I will see if I can find the opportunity to get something to eat. I was planning on anchoring at Rosendal. I don't know. We'll see when how dark it is. If it seems to be too dark, I will just alter my plans to go to Rosendal and tie up at the marina. So and then I can go sailing tomorrow from there. It's no problem. I was just hoping to be on anchor, but I haven't anchored at Rosendal before. Never. I've just anchored 4 times. so I'm quite new at this, but yeah. I don't think I need to do my 5th anchoring in the dark. So most likely I'm gonna alter my plans to go to Rosendal. So we'll see. Looking forward to a warm bed. Put the heater on in the boat now. A good warm dinner. Good warm cup of coffee. And some chocolate. That's gonna be nice. And then I'm gonna call it a night, I believe. So yeah, it's been a hard sail. It's been interesting. It's been a good experience. It's been a struggle, but now the struggle is over. We got past this damn nib here. I've heard rumors about this spot that if you're unlucky, it's impossible to get by, and I can vote for that. This is a tricky spot. If I had consistent winds, that would be no problem, but the problem here, because of the mountains and all of the curves in the fjord and so on, the winds are never consistent around here. So that's the problem. But I'm gonna cut the camera now. It's cold. I want to put my hand in a warm pocket or something. See you tomorrow, I guess. I'll give you an update tomorrow morning. I don't think it's any use recording anything after this. It's going to be dark, so see you in the morning. So last night I was heading for Rosendal. Slowed the boat down a bit. I had to start motoring because it was the wind is bad. So I gave up finally. So I started the motor after midnight sometime. I motored towards Rosendal. So I went below, made some food and had a meal, and while the boat was motoring, and so I got some energy back in the body. I figured, is it really, I don't really want to go to the marina. I would really like to anchor. So and then I was wondering, if I go to the marina, I have to do 4 lines. I have to hook on 5 fenders on the side of the boat and adjust, and yeah, it is a bit of work as well. So, and this distance is the same, and I figured it's not a full moon, but it's moonshine outside, so yeah, I can actually see something. And I know this Anchorage, so this is not the one that I was planning on going to, but I know this one, so I went here because I lived on this island behind me. So I went in here and I dropped the anchor, and I set the anchor. It set that first attempt today as well. There's also a muddy bottom here, so, and it held firmly. I got all of the chain out, so it's yeah, it's about 20 meters deep here, and I got 50 meters of chains out. So yeah, but the anchor sat well and it held well, so it's been really quiet in here. So it's now about 10 o'clock in the morning. I was first awake at around 6, and I looked at the map and looked how much the boat had moved. It was within a few square meters. It was just at the same spot, and then the same sun came up and it started to move about a little bit more because of the wind starts going when the sun starts heating up the air in between the mountains here. So yeah, I'll let you have a look around. Well, we can start with this island. So this island here, that used to be my dock. I used to live on this island. I actually grew up here as a child, and I moved back and I've been living here for a few years. It's a really nice place. I really love this island, but yeah, it's also a lot of work to live in a place like this, and it has to suit everybody. So the birds are making a mess. Really spectacle. Seagulls and so on. This is an old it was the center of attention in this area. It was the sailing vessels when they came in with goods in the good old days. It was easier to get on the way again from an island than if you went all the way into a bay. So in between these houses there was a shop, and there was a bar, and there was even a sort of a prison if you behaved badly, so you could lock you up for the night. And yeah, this is the mainland. And this is the village behind it. It's called Herand. The battery is really low, so I don't know when the camera is going to cut, but the yellow and red building that ties together up there, that's the school that I went to when I was a child. So yeah.